Netflix, arguably the biggest, most successful, and renowned company in the entire global internet TV industry. I mean, who wouldn't have heard the term Netflix and chill nowadays, especially during your quarantine? The company has basically changed the whole game of the entire TV industry by forcing them to change the way that they do business. But how did this streaming empire grow to be the business that we know of today? Hi, I'm Joe, and today I'll be reviewing the book Netflix Dynamic Capabilities for Global Success by Paul Rothall, Daniel Geoffrey Tisch, and Peter Zimborski as we discuss the historical rise of Netflix and their dynamic capabilities that allowed their management to achieve global success. The year was 1997. Blockbuster Video was the reigning market leader in the US DVD rental industry, and people hardly owned DVD players, let alone used the internet. In Scotts Valley, California, a guy named Reed Hastings was forced to pay $40 in late fees for a DVD movie he had rented out of Blockbuster, and was like, "Hey, I'm not liking the way I'm watching movies through Blockbuster. I need something new." And boom, Netflix was born. Co-founded by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph on 29th of August 1997, with a vision to reinvent the entire way of watching movies for customers. The company started as a small online DVD by mail business in 1998. However, with big competitors like Amazon entering the market, Netflix chose to focus exclusively on online DVD rental. As time went by, Netflix's niche target market of DVD player owners and internet users started growing, boosting the growth of the company progressively. By 2001, Netflix developed revenue sharing agreements with big movie distributors and studios like Universal, DreamWorks, and 20th Century Fox that allowed Netflix to acquire new releases in a faster and cheaper way. Netflix also developed an innovative online recommendations engine and personalized movie queue system that makes them loved by their subscribers back then. Netflix slowly continues to dominate the market as it sensed increasing streaming demand and decided to shift gears to streaming services in 2007. They increased their capabilities by providing more movie selections from time to time, as well as providing more accessibility to its subscribers by working with partners like Samsung and LG, so that people could watch their movies on their TVs, laptops, or mobile phones like we all do today. The road for Netflix's success hasn't always been smooth sailing though. They experienced some minor challenges from competitors and also had some rebranding failures, such as their failure in rebranding their DVD delivery service to Quickster back in 2011. However, despite all the challenges and failures, Netflix continues to rise and expand their capabilities by the introduction of Netflix Originals in 2013, which is known to be the successful movie production house today with award-winning shows like House of Cards, Money Heist, and many more. By January 2016, Netflix globalized by launching its groundbreaking global internet TV network and never looked back since. Global content with global subscribers amounting to over 90 million subscribers in more than 130 countries makes Netflix the giant in today's internet TV industry. Now, after discussing the long history of Netflix, the book explores theories of resource-based view, or better known as RBV, Michael Porter's competitive strategies, as well as the dynamic capabilities theory to analyze the past and future strategic challenges facing Netflix. The RBV theory basically states that organizational success comes from internal core competencies of a firm, such as employees or assets. In contrast, Michael Porter's competitive strategies explores deeply on strategizing ways that focus on external opportunities and threats. The book outlines the fact that focusing and strategizing too much on external factors could lead companies to neglect and underinvest in their internal core competencies. Therefore, there needs to be a striking balance between the exploitation of existing resources and the development of new ones for a company's growth. Netflix realizes this and implemented strategies based on the ideology of balance between these two contrasting theories. However, the book outlined one more theory that makes Netflix grow so much as a company and not end up like Blockbuster in the dynamic environment, which was the Dynamic Capabilities Theory, or better known as DCT. DCT is basically about companies being able to utilize, modify, upgrade, and reconfigure their resources in a dynamic environment so that they could maintain a sustainable advantage in the industry. As explained in the book, companies like Blockbuster lack dynamic capability and eventually lose their edge in the changing industry because they weren't able to cope with the industry's evolution. On the other hand, Netflix progressively adapts by utilizing its valuable, rare, unique, and well-supported resources throughout the years. Specifically speaking, by continuously sensing new opportunities such as the growth of streaming and new consumer consumption trends through reliable data, seizing those opportunities, and continuously reconfiguring those seized assets from time to time, Netflix is able to maintain a sustainable advantage and be the market leader in the global TV industry today. In my opinion, the topic of this book is highly important for business students, including myself, who will go on to have a career in management, as it is both resourceful and inspiring to say the least. We get to learn the importance of adapting management strategies with the dynamic environment in this modern era from a real-life, inspiring example like Netflix. It is crucial for OB students in particular, as it links with topics such as judgment and decision-making, especially at an organizational level. There are 3 top ideas that I could take from this book. The first one is the idea that there exists a possible trade-off between the application of RBV and Porter's competitive strategies as theories for a firm. Before I read this book, I learned from other management subjects that both of these theories are well applicable for businesses without any considerations. However, after reading it, I understood that businesses actually need to strike a balance between these 2 theories in their application for their firms to actually have a better chance at growth. Secondly, the idea of continuously evolving and adapting resources to maintain sustainable advantage, as explained by the DCT in this book, made me realize that businesses must not only focus on the short-term capabilities, but must anticipate the changes in the future to strategize and evolve just like Netflix did. Third, I think that learning the overall history and key success factors of Netflix's rise to the top has been the most interesting part, or you can say idea, of the whole reading experience, at least for me personally, if that makes sense. I mean, the book not only inspired me to start looking for opportunities just like Hastings did, but it also made me grow respect for Netflix and its management team like never before. Never had I actually realized that Netflix, the app that I literally use every day, was a result of such an impressive journey made up of important managerial decisions over the course of 23 years. Although this book is well written, I think that this book put too much focus on Netflix's market offerings and features as its source of competitive advantage. This is not in any way wrong, but I think that other resources such as its valuable team and human resource should equally be discussed and included, as it is also a source of competitive advantage that needs to be valued, utilized, and readjusted over time. Another thing I would like to critique would be the lack of implications and connections provided between the theories and Netflix's rise to success. The book's explanation of Netflix's history makes up almost 80% of the content. However, implication and relevance of the theories seems to be provided as only a small part of the book in the end. I feel like it would have been better for the book to explain and relate more of the theories progressively throughout Netflix's history instead of explaining it separately in a small section at the end of the book. So, the first piece of advice is to always be aware of new trends and opportunities, just like how Netflix sensed the growth of streaming. In this modern era, changes and opportunities are always happening. It is all up to us to sense and seize them. You'll never know. Maybe the next opportunities or ideas you find might be the next Netflix. Secondly, is to always remember to be content but never settle. What I mean by this is to never stop and settle, thinking that you or your company's resources have been maximized fully to be a permanent sustainable advantage. Remember, in this modern era, everything is ever changing and dynamic. You have to readjust your strategies to be successful and competitive in the long term. My point is, don't end up like Blockbuster, be like Netflix. And the last advice is to simply never give up. This advice might seem corny, but honestly, the organizational behaviors I learned most from this reading experience are the willpower, positive psychology, and perseverance to move forward no matter the adversity as reflected by the Netflix team throughout the years. Thank you for watching the video, guys. I hope you enjoyed the review as much as I enjoyed the book. Stay safe, and now I'm going to go back to finishing my Netflix series.